Hispanic.
My name is Antonio Chavez. I'm 22 years old. I'm Mexican American and I'm studying Latin American Studies.
Name is Salvador Pacheco. I am Mexican American. I am a econ major, hopefully.
My name is Rafael Gonzalez and I am 20 years old, electrical engineer.
My name is Yuritsi Lozano. I'm 21. I am Mexican American and I am a Latin American Studies and Spanish major with a minor in diversity.
Edith Gonzalez. I am Mexican American. I'm 22 and I'm an art major.
Claudia Cortez, 21, Mexican, and psychology.
Stephanie Pena, 20 years old, name, age, ethnicity Mexican, and...
Okay, my name is Sandra Yasmin Ramirez. I am 21 years old. I am Mexican American, and my major is Latin American Studies.
Okay, my name is Ana Munoz. I'm 21. I am Mexican American and my major is environmental health.
Oof, the music of my culture. It varies. I mean, there's like, there's like, everyone knows mariachi, and then there's like salsa, and then, just recently the reggaeton and stuff like that. So, I mean, it just varies. It's a wide spectrum, I think.
Rancheras, mariachi. I feel like cumbia and a little more Caribbean inspired music is always
More of a reggaeton, hip hop.
My parents both come from the coast of Mexico, two different coasts. Like Colima is on the west coast and Veracruz is on the east coast, and they mainly listen to a lot of tropical music, especially come from my dad's side. It's a lot of cumbia, a lot of merengue, a lot of influences from Cuban music. And my mom's side of the family, personally, they like mariachi.
The music of my culture is like banda, mariachi, like anything that's pretty much corridos, because those always tell stories. That's all I can think of right now.
Mariachi music.
Rancheras, and that's mainly because that's what my parents listen to.
Very traditional, folkloric, very for the people type of music, like I guess you could call them corridos and banda music, and like mariachi is very defiant of the culture.
Those, what are they called? Mariachi bands or whatever.
A lot of times people consider it to be having to do with mariachis. The big sombreros, the big the guitars with the trumpets and the violins. It's pretty much a stereotype.
Because I mean, just Mexican, the only thing I could really think of it would be like mariachi. It originates from Jalisco, so.
You don't want to call it mariachi music, but kind of.
Mariachi music.
Mexican aspect would be like banda music and reggaeton and all that good shies, and American hip-hop.
A little more hip-hoppy, but still has, a nice Mexican flair, it just does.
Well, I don't know if you've been to California, but in California there's a lot of it's like banda rap. So it's like the new thing that they do now, that Mexican Americans that are like second, third generation, they rap, but they rap in Spanish. And you can hear always like influences from banda, influences from mariachi, from other different artists that were way back in Mexican history.
I guess again, hip hop and reggaeton music.
I feel that the music of the Mexican American culture embodies a lot of different things. It's not only Spanish music, but it's also English music as well. So like a lot of rock, like Spanish rock, which has really been made a big, huge movement in the U.S.
Selena.
Okay. Probably Spanish rock.
Mexican American culture, I think once you're raised in the U.S., you're pretty much like socially constructed by whatever's around you. So hip hop, reggaeton. A lot of people associate themselves with reggaeton. I don't know, just anything like that's around. All pretty much like every genre that's here. Like I can't really pick one out, even though I'm Mexican American. Like so yeah. I just think about the way they dress, kind of like their traditional wear, their hat, the instruments they play, which is like a violin, a cello, a guitar, and there's someone who's always like a lead singer. And that's pretty much what I think. So.
Big sombreros.
Quinceañeras.
I think of Jalisco, and where it that's the state that it was originated from, and like is very known for mariachi. So
Suits, sombreros, instruments, and that one yell.
This grito, like this Mexican like yell that they do when they hear this kind of music.
Band that sings and slings and they just perform for events is what I think of.
The guys in their suits, their trumpets, playing at your quinceañera. Yeah.
It's soulful music. A lot of people compare it to country music.
Mariachi is, I guess you could say, Mexican classical music.
Mariachi music is actually, I think, it's music of the poor people that that started out in like ranches. It started out in very country type settings.
It's good music, good company, good beer.
It's the kind of music you have for like, big parties, like quinceañeras, for example, weddings, birthdays and stuff like that.
I grew up, well, my high school had a mariachi in the high school, so I would always listen to them and hear them, and I've been to their concerts, and like I had a mariachi for my quinceañera. I've been to weddings and things like that. Like our church always has mariachi there too, so I've really been exposed to it.
Well, my dad listens to it all the time, and he does that Mexican yell and does all that kind of stuff. So like also in any kind of events, especially like quinceañeras and weddings, always have those mariachis on the side.
Okay.
Hispanic neighborhood, and there's radio stations, and it's in the culture, and it's around you in the neighborhood.
Probably when I went to Mexico when I was about 4 years old. I went to go visit my family, and it was my cousin's birthday, and my uncles at the time weren't professional mariachi band, but they had instruments and they knew the lyrics, so they would gather around and sing. And that's probably the first time I've seen mariachi music.
Well, every time I go back to Mexico, my family always gets a mariachi. For any wedding that we have in my family or a quinceañera, there has to be a mariachi. If you don't have one, then you're weird.
When I go home, I'm probably most likely exposed to it. Grandparents.
Yeah.
Well, I got exposed to it going to like a quinceañera or a wedding when I was really young, and that's always something traditional that's always in a quinceañera or a wedding, just because they want to keep it in the family, and just so that I guess it shows that you have money, because it's expensive to rent out a group that's mariachi. They charge up to $400 to $500 per hour, and so the longer you have them there, the more wealth you have, I guess.
I think when I was first exposed to the music was at a very young age, when I was born here in the United States, but I would always be raised in Mexico as well. So, I mean, especially during the winter time, they have things called posadas, it's like a week-long celebration towards Christmas. And during that time, there'd be mariachi, and there'd be the local street bands, and you kind of get the different types of influences of different types of music.
Yes, I listen to it all the time.